Hello, good afternoon. The meeting is still continuing. I'm leaving a little early to discuss Egypt and Syria with Prince Saud, the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, in Paris later today. But I think there has been a very strong support at the meeting for the role that Cathy Ashton has played, the work she did in Egypt before the recent bloodshed, trying to promote political dialogue. We want the way to be kept open for the European Union and the member states of the European Union to be able to try to fulfill that role in the future. Of course, all ministers have been reflecting the strong condemnation of disproportionate acts of the Egyptian security forces, but also of the actions of some of those opposed to the authorities in attacking churches and hospitals, which are totally unacceptable acts of terrorism. And so there's been strong unity in the meeting about those things. We've been discussing what we've been doing in each country to revoke export licenses on items that could be used for internal repression, and also our assessment of other programs of aid that the European Union provides, bearing in mind, as I said on the way in, that we don't want to hurt the people of Egypt in actions that we take. So you will hear later on from Cathy Ashton the conclusions of the Council. I just want to stress again the importance of news coming in from Syria today. I think that has got worse in the last few hours since I spoke to you about what may have happened in chemical attacks and airstrikes on civilians in an area near Damascus. There is no excuse for the Syrian regime not to provide access to the area, for the UN team that are in Damascus now to assess the use of chemical weapons. And so we are pursuing this with our partners at the Security Council. I think this is a very important matter for us to pursue over the coming days and hours.
Mr. Hague, we'll like to ask you quickly about Mr. Mubarak in a moment, but firstly on Syria, if the weapons inspection team is not allowed access, what steps can you take?
Well, of course, we cannot, we do not have military forces in Syria. We cannot enforce that, but we can pursue this very strongly at the Security Council. We're talking to others at the Security Council now about what we can do. We have to bear in mind that whenever we've tried to pass a strong resolution at the Security Council, we have met vetoes. So, of course, that is a constraint on us. But I think this is exactly the sort of matter that should be raised vigorously at the Security Council. So that's the way we are approaching it. You wanted to ask also about Mr. Mubarak?
If you have time, Mr. Mubarak looks like he's coming out. That sends a very strange signal about what has been going on in the last 2 years. Your reaction to him being freed?
I think our instant reaction, I await further details of this, has to be that this is a matter for the Egyptian judicial system, but we hope that all the decisions they take, particularly on such a sensitive matter, will be transparent and will be impartial, as judicial decisions should be. Time for one more
briefly
question?
on Egypt, unless somebody else... Sorry, Mr.
Okay, right, we'll let you have the other question then.
What, you haven't come out with the details yet. They're about to come out from Baroness Ashton.
Yes.
We do get the impression that you will not be giving sort of swinging sanctions or indeed a massive cut in aid. I know it's nuanced, but what is the signal, what's the messaging that you're sending to Cairo?
Well, it's really the things I was describing earlier today, that the principles of our policy are to support democratic institutions, not to take sides, which includes showing our strong condemnation of what has happened since last Wednesday, a week ago, what started last Wednesday. It is to show that there are consequences for that. Therefore, as I mentioned already, we've revoked some export licenses and stopped military assistance in the UK. These are bilateral decisions, but other member states have done similar things. But secondly, it is to continue to promote political dialogue and being able to maintain a position where we can continue to do that. And third, keeping faith with the majority of people in Egypt who are caught up in this through no fault of their own. And so we don't want to penalize them. And so I think all of these things are strong factors in the discussion, but it wouldn't be right for me to give you the conclusions before Cathy Ashton does so. Okay, no, I think that's enough now. Thanks.